Hi guys, hope you're doing well. Just wanted to do a quick video. I went to Two Wheel Tuesday yesterday, and it was amazing. It wasn't as hot, and I didn't faint, so that's a plus. Met up with Richie, my mate Richie, on his absolute monster BMW. I can't remember what it was, mate. RT. Oh, I can't remember what it was. Big touring bike, amazing bike. I mean, it's got everything on it. Lots of other bikes there, but before I talk to you about my bike. I saw at Two Wheel Tuesday yesterday, as I was leaving, a little moped. I think it's called, is it called a Puch? Puch? And I think it's got pedals as well. Now, the reason I'm talking about this is because in the past I've told you some Rob stories, I call them. And for those of you who don't know, Rob was a friend of mine who passed away earlier this year. He was a great guy, very, very funny, very kind. And a little bit crazy, and I think that's probably why we were such good friends. And it reminded me of a Rob story, and I'm going to tell you it before I talk to you about the motorbike. And this is going back to when we were 17, 18 maybe. And Rob had one of those Puch moped things, which he absolutely loved. I think he paid 20 quid for it or something, from what I remember, next to nothing. And he used to ride everywhere on it. He looked ridiculous, but it was quite cool. Even back then, I think it was a 1971 bike, and I had my DT80, my Yamaha DT80, and we used to go around together. Obviously, he didn't go very fast, and I think he did have pedals on his, from what I remember. Anyway, one day he said to me, "Willie, you've got to come with me to meet this girl that I've met, or I've been chatting to, in this wine bar in Radlett in Hertfordshire," which is quite a posh area from what I remember. I said, okay, that's fine. He said she's going to be with her friends, so there'll be lots of girls. And I thought, yeah, I'm 17, 18. Sounds like the perfect night. So he said, there is one thing, though. He said, I've kind of lied to her and said that I'm a motorbiker. And she said, oh, please tell me you've got a Harley. No, I've got a Puch with pedals. Anyway, so he lied to her and said, well, actually, I've got a big cruiser. It's not a Harley, but it's a big cruiser. Why do you do that? Just to get a girl? Anyway, we've all done it, I guess. So he said, what we'll do is I'll pay for a cab up there and we'll get the bus home, but we'll take our helmets with us. Go to the wine bar and pretend that we've parked our bikes up quite a way away, because it was to make sure they were safe, so no one can see the bikes, and make out that we've come up. We put all our bike gear on, our levers on, and we'll look really cool. What do you do? I mean, it's just crazy, isn't it? So we went, and it was a good evening, actually. From what I can remember, I was 17 or 18. We walked in with our helmets and our levers, thinking we were Sons of Anarchy, even though that didn't exist then. And it was a good evening. Anyway, a couple of days later, I saw Rob, and he said to me, oh, it all went wrong that night. And I said, what are you talking about? It was perfect. He said, no. He said, one of her friends, and I can't remember her name, one of her friends saw us on the bus on the way. Oh, Jesus. We were on the bus on the way home with our helmets in our hands. That sounds wrong. But you... So obviously her friend said to this girl, I just saw that guy and his mate on the bus, and they had their crash helmets in their hands. Oh, I miss Rob. Good old days. Anyway, it reminded me, when I saw this bike yesterday, it reminded me of Rob's Puch. Is that how you say it? Puch. I'm sure that's the bike he had. It definitely had pedals, I'm sure. Anyway, that's my Rob story for today. Guys, I was riding out this morning. I met a friend this morning, and some little thing came up on one of the clocks, a little flashing symbol, and I thought, oh my god, I've only done 250 miles, what's happened? And it was like 3 little circles, and I couldn't work it out because it kept going out and it kept coming back. And I think, well, I spoke to Richard, who's got one of the same bikes, and he said it's an economical mode. It shows when you're riding economically. I don't know why I've never noticed it before. I don't know if it's supposed to be when it's on you're riding economically, or when it's off. I guess when it's off. I don't know. Anyway, it scared me a little bit. I thought, oh my god, I've got something wrong with the bike. And it did make me think. Now, I haven't changed my mind. I'm definitely having it remapped. But it did make me think that if I had a problem like that, and it was a problem, well, obviously this isn't a problem, and I'd had it remapped, what would the situation be with Kawasaki? And also, and I'm not a dishonest man, and I wouldn't do this, but how do they actually know that it's been remapped? I mean, if you go in and say something wrong with I don't know, something wrong with the engine, how do they do a test to make sure it's not being remapped? And I'm not trying to get around it saying, well, that's what I do. It's not. But I don't know how, from looking at it, you wouldn't know. I mean, it must be something they plug into it to see if it's been remapped. I don't know. Maybe someone can tell me. I'm definitely having it remapped, guys. There's absolutely no doubt. I can't wait. Although it's fine with me on my own, pretty much. And Richard gave me a hint about pulling away in second gear. That's a game changer, actually. That really is helpful. But I can't believe how diversive the comments are. Some of you guys have said, well, you've seen all the reviews on it, everyone's told you it's snatchy, and you've obviously taken one out for a test ride and said it was snatchy. Why have you bought one knowing that it's snatchy? Going to the other way, or saying the Kawasaki dealer should sort it out if it's a problem. Well, I don't think it's the Euro emissions that's the problem. I don't think it's Kawasaki. And it's going right to the other end of the scale. Well, just put up with it. It's not can't be that much of a problem. So really, I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place with a lot of you guys. I mean, there's only a few, but some of you were quite passionate about just man up and put up with it. You know, many people ride it without a problem, and they do. And it's not a major issue. But I need to just say again that this is really for my other half when she's on the back, because I want it as smooth as possible, so it encourages her to come with me when I go out for a ride. That's all. The only other option, and this is the cheaper of the options, the other option is to buy another bike, as in the second bike, because I'm going to keep this. I'm going to keep this Z900 RS. I'm going to prove you all wrong, because I absolutely love it. When I rode back from Two Wheel Tuesday yesterday, and my mate was behind me, and my God, it was just lovely. Absolutely, it's such a beautiful bike to ride, and the snatchiness, it is there, and the engine braking is quite severe. But all of those will be ironed out, and if they are ironed out, then I believe that is the perfect bike for me. I will prove you all wrong. I can't keep saying it's a keeper, because I know a lot of you, even my mate yesterday, said, well, you've always said that. But I really feel that this bike is something special. I really do. So yeah, that's it, guys. Let me just spin also the other thing that people were not giving me grief, but commenting on was getting carbon bits for the bike, and why are you spending money on rubbish? And do you know what? I don't understand it. When people buy a car, if you buy a sports car, if you buy a motorbike, I'm sure 90% of people add on bits, albeit it might be for performance, it might be for safety, or it might be just for aesthetics, just for the look of it. Everyone does it, or seats, whatever it is, people do it. That's part and parcel of owning a vehicle, in my opinion. And I was quite surprised that people like, just why do you want to change it? You've got to put a lovely looking bike. That's, for me, part of the fun. And do you know what? It's my money. I'm not asking anyone for money to buy bits for my bike, although you can if you want. But yeah, it's my money, and I'll spend it on what I want. So yeah, that's it. Let me spin the camera around and show you the beauty bike. Oh, sorry, I span you around too quickly. So yeah, a lot of you commented just my last video. So that, I didn't mention that, but that is definitely a carbon fibre. They do that in carbon fibre. So if I had that in carbon fibre, that in carbon fibre, the radiator shroud covers in carbon fibre, I think that would look really good. Oh, and the little plastic bit there, which is just cheap plastic, so I think it would look really good. Absolutely love this bike, guys. There was about 4 or 5 Z900 RSs at Two Wheel Tuesday yesterday, and I think I love them in all colours. It's not just this yellow ball. I love them all, especially is it the Jaffa orange one? I think that looks so good. But they all look great. And I think the All Your Motorcyclist had the cafe version in green, which I think looks amazing as well. Yeah, I really am very heavily in love with this bike. So I'm going to prove you all wrong, guys, and I will have this bike this time next week. Anyway, guys, I hope to catch you out and about, maybe Two Wheel Tuesday next week. Until then, I'll do another video, and ride safe, guys.